BCPS families, we are so excited to share with you a read aloud of The Very Hungry Caterpillar by Eric Carle. Eric Carle is the author and illustrator of this story. As you listen to the text, we will stop at times to ask you to think about what is happening and to make predictions. When we finish the story, we will use story props in order to sequence the life cycle of a caterpillar. Then, at home, you will have an opportunity to complete a sequencing activity on your own that is found in the Pre-K Print Pathway packet. You will use this sequencing activity to retell the story and the life cycle of a caterpillar, and you can then share the sequencing activity with your teacher. Finally, before we end today, we will share some project ideas for enrichment and ways to have fun interacting with a very hungry caterpillar at home. Enjoy!
Hello, pre-K friends and families. Before we begin our read aloud today, we are going to do a brain smart start so that we can get our brains ready to focus and learn before we begin our read aloud of The Very Hungry Caterpillar by Eric Carle. The brain smart start consists of 4 components: an activity to unite, an activity to disengage stress, an activity to connect, and lastly, we'll make a commitment to our learning today. Are you ready to begin? All right, let's do it. So, for our activity to unite today, we're going to sing a song called Hello Friend. You're probably pretty familiar with this, as I've heard many of you sing it in your classrooms when I come to visit. The song goes like this. Hello friend, hello friend, hello friend, we're so glad you're here. Can you sing with me this time? All right, ready, let's begin. Hello friend, hello friend, hello friend, we're so glad you're here. Next, to disengage stress today, we're going to do a special breathing strategy called butterfly breathing. To butterfly breathe, you will pretend you're a butterfly by using your arms as wings. Put your arms by your side and raise them up just like this to breathe in. And then exhale to lower your wings. We'll do that breath 3 times. Ready? Begin. All right, way to go. You did it. For our activity to connect today, we're going to do a special finger play called Fuzzy Wuzzy Caterpillar. That sounds kind of funny. Can you say those words with me? Fuzzy Wuzzy Caterpillar. All right, let me teach you the rhyme. We'll say it once and then we'll do it together a second time so that you can learn the words. Ready? Here we go. Fuzzy Wuzzy Caterpillar in a corner will creep. Let him spin a blanket and then go fast asleep. Shh. Fuzzy Wuzzy Caterpillar wakes up by and by to find he has wings of beauty changed to a butterfly. All right, you did it. Let's do it one more time so that we can practice. Ready? Here we go. Let's begin. Fuzzy Wuzzy Caterpillar in a corner will creep. He'll spin himself a blanket and then go fast asleep. Fuzzy Wuzzy Caterpillar wakes up by and by to find he has wings of beauty changed to a butterfly. All right, way to go. That's a fun rhyme and finger play that you can do at home with your families. Next, we have to do our commitment to learning. So today, we're going to be reading The Very Hungry Caterpillar by Eric Carle so that we can learn the life cycle of a caterpillar and so that we can sequence the stages of a caterpillar. So My commitment today is to really focus and pay attention to the pictures so that I will be able to sequence the life cycle of a caterpillar. Think about what your commitment might be today. You got it? All right, fantastic. Well, let's get ready to begin our read aloud of the Very Hungry Caterpillar.
Before we begin reading our story, The Very Hungry Caterpillar by Eric Carle today, we're going to introduce some new vocabulary words to you to help you to understand our story. If you look here, you will see a picture of a caterpillar. A caterpillar is a type of bug, which makes him a member of the insect family. The caterpillar will be the main character of our story today. Let me ask you, have you ever seen a real live caterpillar before? If you have, where were you when you found the caterpillar? Did you pick it up? If you picked it up, how did it feel? I can share with you a personal experience that I have had with a caterpillar. One day, I was outside exploring my hosta plants in my garden. And when I looked at my plants, I noticed that there were many tiny holes chewed through the leaves of my hosta plants. I wondered what made those holes in my hosta plants. As I continued to explore, I found a tiny little caterpillar crawling on one of my hosta plants. I picked up the caterpillar and held him in my hand. He felt so tickly. I have two more words to share with you today to help us to understand our story. The first word is sequence. Sequence means to put in order. For example, when we sing the alphabet song, we sing the letters in a particular order. But what if we sang those letters out of order? B, J, M, C, Z, Q, R. Does that make sense? No, it certainly doesn't. The same would apply if we did not say numbers in order when counting. Sequence helps us to tell the order in which things occur. The other word I would like to share with you today is life cycle. The definition of life cycle is the stages a living thing goes through during its life. Think about when you were a baby. That was a stage of your life cycle. Are you the same or different now than when you were a baby? That's right, you are different. You have grown and become much bigger. So during today's story, we are going to sequence the life cycle of a caterpillar. So during today's story, I'm going to ask you to pay close attention to the pictures and the words of the story to help us to sequence the life cycle of a caterpillar.
Hello, pre-kindergarten families and friends. How are you today? My name is Amy Smith, and I'm one of the resource teachers from the Office of Early Childhood Programs. And today I'm going to read to you the story of The Very Hungry Caterpillar by Eric Carle. Eric Carle is the author of our story, which means that he wrote the words to our story. But he is also the illustrator of our story as well, which means that he created all of the beautiful pictures or illustrations that we will see in our story today to help us to understand the life cycle of a caterpillar. So as we read our story today, I'm going to ask you to pay close attention to the illustrations of our story so that you can understand the life cycle of a caterpillar and so that you can sequence the life cycle of a caterpillar in order to retell our story. Let's begin. The Very Hungry Caterpillar by Eric Carle. The Very Hungry Caterpillar by Eric Carle. In the light of the moon, a little egg lay on a leaf. What do you think might be inside of that egg? Do you have a prediction? All right, let's find out if your prediction is correct. One Sunday morning, the warm sun came up and pop! Out of the egg came a tiny and very hungry caterpillar. Was your prediction correct? He started to look for some food. On Monday, he ate through one apple, but he was still hungry. On Tuesday, he ate through two pears, but he was still hungry. On Wednesday, he ate through three plums, but he was still hungry. On Thursday, he ate through four strawberries, but he was still hungry. On Friday, he ate through five oranges, but he was still hungry. On Saturday, he ate through one piece of chocolate cake, one ice cream cone, one pickle, one slice of Swiss cheese, one slice of salami, one lollipop, one piece of cherry pie, one sausage, one cupcake, and one slice of watermelon. That night, he had a stomach ache. Oh my. Why do you think he might have a stomach ache? Do you have a guess? I do. The next day was Sunday again. The caterpillar ate through one nice green leaf, and after that, he felt much better. Now he wasn't hungry anymore, and he wasn't a little caterpillar anymore. He was a big, fat caterpillar. He built a small house called a cocoon around himself. He stayed inside for more than 2 weeks. Then he nibbled a hole in the cocoon, pushed his way out, and all right, it's time to make another prediction. What do you think might come out of this cocoon? Are you ready? He was a beautiful butterfly. Was your prediction correct? All right. So we read the Very Hungry Caterpillar today so that we could understand the life cycle of a caterpillar. What did the caterpillar turn into? That's correct. The caterpillar turned into a beautiful butterfly. Remember I asked you to pay close attention to the illustrations to help you to understand and sequence the life cycle of a caterpillar? Did you pay close attention? All right, awesome. Well, let's do this. Let's take a quick peek at our illustrations again so that we can understand and describe the life cycle of a caterpillar in order to sequence it. So let's look. What's the first stage in the life cycle of the caterpillar? That's right. It was the egg stage. What happened next in the story? That's right, a caterpillar came out of the egg. The caterpillar is the next stage in the life cycle of a caterpillar. You went from egg to caterpillar. What happened next in our story? That's right, our caterpillar ate lots of food. He ate a lot of healthy foods, but he also ate some unhealthy foods too. And after he ate all of those foods, what happened to the size of the caterpillar? That's right, he grew bigger. And then Before the caterpillar turned into a butterfly, what was this special house called that he built around himself? That's right, it was called a cocoon. That was the next stage in the caterpillar's life cycle. And the last stage was the butterfly stage. Very good. All right, before we end here, we are going to use some story props to sequence the life cycle of a caterpillar to butterfly. Can you help me? All right, thanks. Let's begin. Okay, the very first stage. Think, think, think. What was the first stage in the life cycle of a caterpillar? If you said egg, thumbs up. You did it. You were correct. All right, what happened next in the story? If you said a caterpillar came out of an egg, you are correct. What happened next in the story? If you said the caterpillar ate lots of food and got big and fat, you are correct. All right, now think about those illustrations that we looked at. What happened after the caterpillar got big and fat? What did he do? If you said he built a special house called a cocoon, you were right. What was the last stage in the life cycle of a caterpillar? If you said butterfly, you are correct. A beautiful butterfly came out of the cocoon. We did it. We sequenced the life cycle of caterpillar to butterfly. And what does that word sequence mean again? Do you remember? That's right. It means to put in order. You did it. Way to go. All right, stay tuned for some additional activities to follow up with our story, The Very Hungry Caterpillar by Eric Carle.
Now that we have finished reading our story, The Very Hungry Caterpillar by Eric Carle, it's time to talk about it. Find a family member in your home that you can talk to about our story. Did you find someone? All right, perfect. I'm going to give you 3 things to talk about with your family member. First, I would like you to tell your family member each stage of the life cycle from caterpillar to butterfly. Next, I would like you to tell a family member what was your favorite part of the story. And lastly, I have a question for you to think about and to share your answer with a family member. The question is, if you were a hungry caterpillar, what do you think you would like to eat? We'll give you about 3 minutes to share, and then we'll come back together. Now that you have heard the story, The Very Hungry Caterpillar, and you have talked about the story with a family member, now it's your turn to sequence the life cycle of the butterfly. This activity can be found in your pre-K print pathway. After viewing today's read aloud and our session today, please complete the activity at home and show it to your teacher. After you sequence the life cycle from caterpillar to butterfly, add some writing to your activity. Once you have finished, write labels on your sequencing activity. Egg, caterpillar, cocoon, butterfly. Some friends may be able to write the first letter sound that they hear in the word. For example, in the word butterfly. Let's think. What sound do we hear at the beginning of the word butterfly? B, b. Butterfly. We hear the b sound, like letter B. So some friends may write the letter B for butterfly. Some friends might use inventive spelling to sound out and write words. For example, in the word caterpillar, we hear the k, a, t, p, l, sounds as we sound out the word. Some friends may dictate the words to a family member to write, and some friends may copy the written word in order to label the stages. All versions are okay. Be sure to show your work to your teacher. To continue having fun exploring the life cycle of caterpillar to butterfly at home, we have some fun enrichment activities to share with you. The first one is the Fuzzy Wuzzy Caterpillar finger play that we did before our story began. Just to remind you, here are the words. Fuzzy Wuzzy Caterpillar into a corner will creep. He'll spin himself a blanket and then go fast asleep. Fuzzy Wuzzy Caterpillar wakes up by and by to find he has wings of beauty changed to a butterfly. As you explore the pre-K print pathway packet that was sent home, you will see in the coming days that there are activities to support the very hungry caterpillar. During the story, the hungry caterpillar ate healthy and unhealthy foods. An activity to continue enriching this story includes drawing a picture of healthy foods or cutting out pictures of healthy foods from a magazine or grocery store circular to make a collage. Don't forget to show your work to your teacher. In the pre-K print pathway packet, you will also see an activity to help your child recall story events to demonstrate understanding of time, such as morning, afternoon, and night. You will also see that there are some activities which involve creating a caterpillar and a butterfly to play games to demonstrate understanding of various position words. We hope you have fun. Until next time, we wish you well. We wish you well. All through the day today, we wish you well. Thanks for joining us.